Hi, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Joey.
And we're Mom and Pop Real Estate Investor Team, right here in Northwest Georgia.
This Showminar,
a reality show mixed with a seminar,
is dedicated to bridging the gap between what you see on TV and what you'll probably experience in real life. We plan to show you not only how we found the deals, but how we creatively funded them, and then show you the real numbers associated with each.
And when we get through, you'll know.
What's the deal?
Hey, and welcome to our next episode of What's the Deal?
On this episode, we're going to take the house behind us. It's a rental house that we have for a while, and we're going to sell it. And normally you wouldn't do something like that. You want to keep a rental property as long as possible, but we had something happen in our personal life that's making us want to get rid of this one. So one of our long-term goals has always been to give a house away a year. And whereas we haven't reached that point yet, my little sister came down with a sickness, this one not a lot of people know about. It's called Lyme's disease, and her treatments aren't covered by insurance. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna fix this house up, sell it, and then give her all the money that comes out of it.
I finally went to this one doctor. After all these tests, the Sheehan came back negative, whatever. I have a spot on my stomach where a tick bit me, like 2 or 3 years before that. And it was like a scar, but it used to be one little circle, and I noticed it would change colors, it would itch, it would turn red, it'd turn brown, and I was like, I wonder what the symptoms of Lyme's disease are. And I looked it up and I was like, oh my goodness. I have pain head to toe, but it's not the severe, like crippling, I can't deal with it. It's like being super car sick and your blood sugar dropping at the same time with a lot of other, like you've had a stroke, just a lot of other things thrown in together. Shortly after I had Micah, I was like, oh, I want to read this book. To read a single page of an adult read, I have to go to bed because the migraines are so bad. I've had it where I can't comprehend the words coming out of my children's mouth. They're talking to me, and it literally sounds like Charlie Brown is whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, what did you say?
So you found that you were the one with Lyme's disease before a doctor actually found it?
Oh yeah. A lot of people have what they call neurological Lyme, but it has to do with where the Lyme's disease bacteria is in your brain, and you actually will become autoimmune to your brain. Your
body will start attacking your brain. Wow.
And your neurotransmitters. And I haven't had the test done to prove that I have those antibodies, but I've had multiple doctors tell me that that's what it sounds like I'm literally attacking my own brain. Anyway, this doctor, when she was doing the testing on me, she said I have severe brain inflammation.
The big deal on this house is how do we maximize how much equity we can get and minimize how many dollars we got to put into it to get it sold. So
Right.
That's what this episode's about. Let's go check it out.
A little bit of
Love the
trash.
trash.
Yeah, a little bit of trash.
Okay, this is good. This is better than what I thought.
Yes.
I saw the trash on the outside, I was assuming.
It'd be trashy, yeah, but I mean, it's not bad.
Well, we pride ourselves on how good we get houses back, and this one doesn't look as good as we normally get them back.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I've seen a lot worse.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot worse. Not of ours though. Make sure to say that, but yeah, I'm totally with that. All right, so what do you think we ought to do in here? Remember, the whole point of this one is minimal rehab, maximal dollars. All right, so this may be a little bit different than what our normal flips are, because normally we come in and do all kinds of stuff in here. So what do you think we do?
Well, we're gonna have to paint the cabinets.
You sure about that?
Yeah. I mean,
Remember.
would you not paint these cabinets?
Okay, this is why we work so good together, because
Right.
I sit there and I see we got to put as little money into this as possible, and you're looking at it what's pretty from a woman's standpoint. So that's important. I'm glad you're a professional woman.
I've just never not painted these kind of cabinets before.
Well, I mean, is that if we leave them like this, is a girl going to walk in and say, "Ew, look at those cabinets"?
Yeah, a girl's gonna walk in and say, dated.
Okay, so we have to paint the cabinets. Okay, it's a little bit more, but it's not that much more. It's not the same thing as replacing
Right, I mean, we can keep the hinges.
them. Okay, what else? I mean, we get a stainless steel.
We're gonna have to get a
appliance.
stove
Yeah.
and dishwasher. The sink we can probably leave. It's gonna be a new faucet. I think that these lights are okay. Oh, and what are we gonna do about that? The ceiling stuff.
All right, so this has got an acoustic type ceiling, and this one's obviously got a new roof on it. Right here was where it was leaking at one point in time. We got the new roof put on, but we've got to now come back in and see if we can tack that back up, either that or replace what's there. New vinyl.
Yeah. New vinyl.
Awesome.
Paint, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
This ain't bad at all.
No. Well, this is really good. Actually, the ceiling looks great in here.
So, what's the first thing that you notice about in the living room?
It smells great. I mean, it's impressive how good it smells in here.
Once again, you know how we pride ourselves on how we get our rental properties back. And whereas there's some trash and stuff left on this, and don't get me wrong, they didn't clean the carpets like they're supposed to, but you're right, there is no smell.
Normally when you move out of a place, the carpet holds a smell, and then when you move out, all of a sudden the smell just comes out everywhere. And it actually doesn't stink in here.
Well,
Did they not have animals?
They didn't have animals, they had children, and children make smells. Understatement, right?
Yeah.
But this is great. All right, so what do we need to do in here?
Replace the flooring and paint.
I've got an idea that might be able to save us some money, okay? We've got like 800 square feet of LVT sitting out in the building.
Yeah.
And, you know, we could put it in here, we could put it in the hallway, and that would save us some costs from being able to purchase material because we've already got it sitting there anyway. It's not our normal stuff, but it would be a high quality, you know, because it's waterproof.
Yeah.
But still, somebody would like that a whole lot.
Yeah, that will save us a couple $100.
Yeah, easily. I've only got like 800 square foot of it or so, and so we do the living room, do the hallway, and we'll do our carpet in the bedrooms.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless we got enough, you know, we can measure and see.
We got enough.
It's an idea, but then we got to pay for the labor for it to be laid, and so I'm not sure
Which
if
is more than carpet.
Yeah, carpet install is less than flooring installed on anything else. I don't know why we have this door right here. So there's a door that leads to the hallway. I think we do away with that and make a cased opening because that makes no sense whatsoever.
I think we should just take this whole wall out, create this open concept.
You go ahead, Joanna.
And the ceiling in here actually looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really good. We didn't have any leaks in here. We do have the broken window pane, so we'll have to take care of that.
Yep.
And what do you think about the front door?
It's hard for me because this isn't going to be our normal rehabs, but I guess it's in good condition. We don't have to change it.
We can paint it, and it's going to throw us off a little bit too because it's brass versus brushed nickel, which is what we always do. But that's not a bad front door.
No,
Now, it's not our normal front door, but our normal front door runs $300, plus we're going to have like another $250 install on it. So
You're right.
we
It'll
can save
some
that
money.
and put it somewhere else where it could be better used, like maybe when we take care of the bathrooms.
Ooh-wee. Loving the green tile.
See, I got a song popped in my head for this one. It goes, I'm green, abba-dee, abba-die. Is that how that song goes? Not so much. You see what I did there?
Okay, so
I like this vanity. This vanity is awesome.
Yeah,
we
it's
keep
a
the
great
vanity. Can we keep? Let's change the pools out and make the pools be brushed nickel to go along with everything else.
yeah,
You don't think so?
yeah, I think so. Now, I bet this just cleans up fine. We'll put a brushed nickel faucet, and surely we'll paint this tile.
Yes.
Okay, let's just make sure we're on the same page with that.
But we're not going to use regular wall paint on that.
Well, no,
No, we got.
there's tile. The guy that paints the tile.
They call it
Yeah.
reglazing. They're going to come in and put epoxy paint on top of all this. First they clean it all up, and then, but when they get
Right.
through, it'll look brand spanking new.
Yeah. What about the flooring in here?
Same thing, he can do that. That being said, we don't have to do that. That might even be better because one of the things that they don't like is doing floors because sometimes the floors can scuff and they can't guarantee the product. So what if, instead of doing that, we just put sheet vinyl down on top of this
Like to match what's in the kitchen.
to match what's in the kitchen?
It'll be very pretty.
Very pretty,
Very pretty.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, so we got the master bedroom. This one's pretty much going to have the same rehab as the other ones because this is a starter home.
Yep.
Let's get some good frisé carpet in here.
With some good fleck.
You got to have the fleck. I didn't even know what fleck was until I married you because what the fleck? No, but anyway, that'll make it real neutral. Everybody will love it. Other thing is we got that blue bathroom.
Paint it just like we did the green in the other bathroom.
Remember, somebody blew it up. I can really go, I'm blue, abba-dee, abba-die, and this one, and it's okay, right?
Right.
Yeah, but that's not a bad bathroom. Watch your step. All right, so what do you think this room is?
I think this room is whatever you want it to be. I would make it the dining room.
I like that idea. That's a good idea. And so what do we do with the brick that's over here?
I really like it and I would leave it.
Well, do we leave it brick or do we paint it? Or, I mean, that makes it an accent wall, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, because right now, legitimately, we are outside the house. This was an addition. The reason why we're seeing brick is because that is the outside of the house.
I think that if we can just clean it up really good and just leave it brick.
All right, so I like that idea. We'll leave that brick, just clean it up. High five. What are we gonna do about the driveway? So we got over there where they cut through. This house was obviously once upon a time on septic. They cut through the driveway to get over there to the sewer, and then they just did that shoddy patch job. That is a big expense if we go to replace it, like $8,000 to $10,000. And every single dollar we put in this for rehab that doesn't double itself is $1 we're taking away from Kaleigh. It's gonna be a good house.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great house.
I mean, right now, it's already got a brand new roof on it.
Yeah.
It's got brand new AC.
It's brick all the way around.
It's brick all the way around. The plumbing has been done. The septic has been done. It's been turned into sewer. So all the big things that a first-time home buyer would be worried about are already done. Mm-hmm. Then we're gonna go in, put stainless steel appliances on the inside, put LVT flooring through, give them a nice frise carpet. They'll have tiled walls. I mean, this is gonna be a great first home for somebody.
It really is.
And it's got a fenced-in backyard.
It's awesome.
I really, really hope that we can get this thing maximized so we can take care of Kaleigh really well. So, let's get to work. Hey, babe.
Hey.
So, had some really cool things happen since we've been here last.
Yeah?
All right. Demo's complete. So we've got the countertops off. We've got all the carpet up. We've got all the trash in the backyard's been put in the dumpster. Matter of fact, they came and picked up the dumpster today. It only took one dumpster to get everything out.
Sweet.
And so look at what we found.
Hardwood.
Dude, you're standing on it. Gold. I mean, this is throughout the entire house. Everywhere but the kitchen, bathrooms, and in there in that little bonus room, we have these beautiful hardwoods down through here. All right, is that not huge?
This is one of those things where it is just like gold that you found under the carpet.
All right, so what do you think that will do to our value?
Oh, it's gonna jack it. Well, I don't know about way up, but up, because these are really nice hardwood floors.
All right, so here's a cool teachable moment. We're in a 1975 house, you know, give or take, and whenever you're going to flip an older house like that, you run into some very interesting things. So take the tile, for instance. We have tile in both the bathrooms, and 1975 was before the advent of backer board as we know it. What they used to do instead was they'd make a mortar bed about like this, take and put wire in the middle of it, and use that to be able to put the tile on. Whenever you go to start demoing something like that, it's a task, let me tell you. You also can put holes in the floor, you can put holes in the wall, so that's one of the reasons why we're just gonna go ahead and paint this. But whenever you go start doing other things inside of older houses like this, you get surprised, kind of like what we found. Check it out. So, what we have in this house is there was carpet throughout everywhere we're standing right now. And when we pulled it all up, we found these beautiful hardwoods. So you might be asking, Joey, I'm looking at these floors and they're dingy as all get out. How in the world can you call these beautiful? It's because I've seen what they can be. All right, so what we got here is we've got 2 1/4 red oak underneath all this carpet. But we also have something else. If you can see what I'm standing on right now, I'm standing on some plywood. What this plywood more than likely was a floor heater. So originally, this house didn't have central heat and air. They just had a gas floor heater right here that heated the entire house. Whenever they went to go put the central in, they got rid of this and they had to do something to patch the hole that was in the floor because that hole went all the way down into the basement. Now that we've pulled this up, we've got to figure out what to do. The person that had it before us said, oh no, we can't fix the carpet or we can't fix the hardwoods. We've got to put carpet on top of it because we've got this here. Our hardwood man can take and put brand new 2 1/4 wood and splice it in, get rid of the plywood, splice it in and make it look like this thing was never there, go and refinish the entire house and make it look like brand new hardwoods. And I gotta tell you, brand new hardwoods, you could even call them custom hardwoods, throughout your entire house will increase the value of your flip, and it's something that you need to do.
I was sitting over here trying to do math in my head while you're sitting there. All right, if to eat, to buy your supplements, and to pay for health, and y'all are thrifty.
$6,500? That's a lot of money.
Yep.
That's a pretty big financial burden.
We've had to change cars, and we have had to replace, things everybody has to replace, washing machine breaks, whatever. But when you're paycheck to paycheck, and I'm like, I can't even take my kids to have fun. They can't even do anything. They just work. They have to be little mini mommies. And I can't do anything to give that back. I can't even read them a book. That used to be a big nighttime. We'd read books, and they loved to listen to stories, and that was a big thing. Turn off the TV. Nobody needs TV. We got a book. Let's read a book. And I can't read him a book. Micah, I've probably read him a baby book 5 to 10 times. He's over 3 years old. Josiah is 16 months old, and I have probably rocked him to sleep maybe 5 times, and most of those times somebody had already rocked him to sleep, and he woke up, and so I just was able to rock him a little bit. I can't rock my baby. That takes too much effort to sing a song and rock my baby. So somebody else gets to be mommy. And that's hard. It's hard to feel like if somebody else gets to take care of my husband, I just sit here and tell everybody, stay on track, make sure y'all cook this or cook that, and I can't take my kids for a walk. I can't take my 3-year-old to go play in the mud and look at the tadpoles or check out the flowers or go catch this lizard. I can't take them for a walk. And then, dealing with my kids, I can't even give them supplements because I can't afford the supplements or the testing or things for them. And that's hard to be the mommy and feel like I have to take right now, and I can't give. And every day they have something that's probably getting worse and worse, and I can't give it. And that's hard.
This episode has been solely about taking care of Kaleigh. And I've been blessed to have some great friends and family that are willing to come out and do some great things. And one of those people is my good friend, Houston Long. Houston, if you come in.
Yeah.
Houston is a fantastic agent. And one of the things that he's willing to do is he's willing to list this house pro bono almost. He's going to have to pay a couple of fees associated with getting it listed in the FMLS. But past that, he's willing to not get paid to list this house so that Kaleigh will get some more money. And so I count Houston as one of my best friends. But brother, for you to do that, man, it speaks to my heart. Thank you so much for taking care of my sister.
Glad
I
to help.
appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
All right, Houston, so on this, we really need your help on figuring out what to do on this particular house.
Okay.
We've got to begin with our end in mind, which means we've got to figure out value. And the other thing that is huge on this one is we've got to maximize our return, not like we normally would on a normal flip, but because the end goal here is to get as much money out of this house to be able to give to Kaleigh.
I think, again, this price point, you're not going to always get brand new kitchen cabinets. Mm-hmm. These they're solid, they're in good shape, they're not falling apart. If that were the case, I think you'd have to. But since they are solid and they're nice wood cabinets, you can paint them. And I've seen enough of your work to when you do that, it looks great. Fresh coat of paint, new appliances, and new countertops is going to make a world of difference.
When me and Ashley walked through to begin with, she thought white might be good because this is kind of like this gives a country feel anyway.
As dark as it is right now, it's still a big kitchen. It does make it feel a little closed in, but I think with that gray that you have used before or the white, I think either of them are going to be fine because it's going to lighten it up tremendously from what this is. So, and I think that'll look great.
All right, so I took Houston throughout all the house. I showed him what was going on in the kitchen. By the way, he said that I showed him that we were talking about maybe doing gray, white countertops versus we also do white cabinets and then our darker countertop. Mm-hmm. And he said the gray white may be a better alternative, and he was able to pull some comps. And so what'd you find out?
Well, based on what I'm seeing, both sold as well as active and pending, I believe we'll probably, with the rehab we're talking about, I think we'll be around the 100,000 mark. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a lot better than what we're thinking, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what were y'all thinking?
Truthfully, I based my stuff off about 80.
Okay, 80.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So that gives a lot more money to Kaleigh, and
Absolutely.
It also allows us to be able to do some stuff in the rehab that we were planning on. And so having his expertise out here, now that we know we can get more money out of the house, we can go ahead and put our normal flooring inside the house, make a better product, sell a better house, get more money to Kaleigh.
Great, that's good news.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. This whole project is, getting the most we can to sister. So that's awesome.
Let's go get this thing going.
Great.
Let's go.
All right, so we just had a really good teachable moment that I want to share with you. So when Ashley and I started doing our values on this particular property, we thought this house was going to sell in the 80s. However, we went and got a great real estate agent to come out and pull comps, comparable properties, to tell us what he thought the property will sell for. And we were in the 80s. He came back and said, this house could sell for up to $100,000. That's a big deal. The reason is because on this house, our number one goal is to be able to maximize how much money we give to Kaleigh and minimize the amount of money we put into the rehab. And so for every dollar that we spend, in order for it to produce a return, it has to double itself. So if we were at $80,000 is what we thought we were going to sell the house for, and the house is going to sell for $100,000, that's $20,000. That means we now have more room to be able to put money into the rehab to do some things that we normally do anyway and still get a complete return back. And that's huge. So as a real estate investor, sometimes we get cheap in different areas. Let me caution you on that. Never be cheap with your wise counselors. You want a power team that can do great things for you. So you want a great real estate agent. You want a great attorney. You want a great bookkeeper. You want a great CPA. Those don't need to just be good. They need to be great. If you don't believe me, try not paying them. You may feel like it's expensive paying them to begin with, but that price is nothing in comparison to when you mess something up, you didn't go get wise counsel, and you wind up having to pay for it afterwards. So as a real estate investor, make sure you always get wise counsel and be willing to pay for great people.
Whoa, that looks awesome.
So pretty. What a nice one.
What do you think about this rehab?
I think it has turned out so nice. I'm so pleased with it.
I love this kitchen. I mean, look at it. It was your decision to make the countertops and the cabinets gray and not white, wasn't it?
Yep.
All right, so that was an awesome decision to be able to do on this. We could have went with white, and it would have been great, but with how big this kitchen is, putting that splash of color in here, it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I love the countertops. I love the stainless steel appliances, how those accent. What about these floors out here?
They are beautiful. They turned out so great. They
Whoa.
matched that hole.
Dude, there used to be a hole right there.
The hole in the hole.
Remember, we came over here and I had you stand right there and I was like, do you remember this? And you're like, remember what? And you look down and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh
the
yeah,
hole's not
there was a
anymore.
hole here. Yeah, they matched it so good.
That made this house pop so much. And I mean, like, in this price point, it really didn't elevate our sales price all that much, but it made it sell like it was nobody's business. Mm-hmm. This one actually went pretty smooth, and we had a lot of volunteer help too, and that was something that was awesome. So we had Matt and Candace came over, and they did all the demo work, and they did that to volunteer. We had Mom and Dad, and you. In fact, the countertop man, all right, he even knocked off some price on it because it was for Kaleigh. And I mean, just like the outpouring of people being awesome was just huge on this. So this is just...
Yeah, this house went well. It went simple and smooth and easy.
It's a privilege to be a part of it, isn't it? Boom. Now it's time to go over
What's the deal?
We're going to tell you how we found this house, how we funded this house, and then what was our exit strategy on this particular property. So Ashley, how did we find this house?
This house was a previous rental that we already had.
So we already had it. How did we buy it when we bought it?
We have a friend who loaned us the money privately.
So we had a private money lender on this house. So we actually bought this thing as a bank-owned property. We held it for a while as a rental property, and then we had a private money lender loan us the money to be able to purchase it. Then what happened next? What was our exit strategy on this? What were we planning to do with it?
Originally or now?
Well, originally we planned on keeping it forever, but
Right.
then we had something come up.
Right. Joey's sister has Lyme's disease, and she's got a lot of doctor's bills and a lot of ways that she could get better if she had more money. And so we are now selling this house and giving her the profit.
So that's really, really cool. One of our long-term goals is to be able to give a house away a year. I haven't got there yet, but this is going to be a really cool thing to be able to do for my sister. We've been really touched by the amount of outpouring in the community, and so that's just super exciting to be a part of this whole thing, and we're privileged. But so one of the things that we always go over when we do What's the Deal is the numbers. So let's look at the numbers. All right. Originally, whenever we talked to Houston said we could list this house for $100,000. So we did. We listed it for $100,000. That was higher than we thought it was going to go for, so we were excited about that. We got 3 offers in the first weekend, and we actually got the house under contract for over list price. So currently, we've got it under contract for $105,000. It's $5,000 more. Boom.
Woohoo!
Yeah, right? So our original rehab we thought was going to be $10,000. We went over that. We had some uh-ohs happen. So, well, not uh-ohs, it was just upgrades. So we were not planning on doing the driveway. We wound up doing the driveway. We also had to, or we didn't have to, we decided to refinish the floors throughout the entire house. That made the house pop, it looked good. So all in on our rehab, we're right around $18,000. After we pay off our mortgages, account for realtor commissions, account for, actually we got blessed with that because Houston listed it at cost. So we're really, truly only paying 3% commission plus cost on that. So that was another thing that puts money in Kaleigh's pocket. Yeah, we had to do some stuff on the roof. All in, we were for around $18,000. After we take out taxes, we need to allot about 20% for taxes, and then pay off our mortgages. We're going to be giving Kaleigh somewhere between $30,000 and $35,000.
Yes.
Isn't that awesome? So I'm excited about this. Boom. One of mine and Ashley's goals moving forward is hopefully to get to a spot to where we can give a house away a year. We're giving this house to you. We've got the mortgage that's there, but past that, and we got to do the rehab, but everything else that's going to be there is going straight to you to do with however you can to be able to try to beat this thing back into submission so that you can become awesome Kaleigh again. And so we count that as a privilege to be able to have you be the first person to realize our goal that we want to be able to do. So thank you for letting us do that.
I appreciate it very much.
I love you, kid.